Welcome to Arise and Live Christian Counseling's course on intimacy. Designed to enhance a married couple's intimate relationship with one another, couples will engage in exploration of themselves and each other. The topics of affection and intimacy are often taboo or not valued enough, resulting in emotional unfulfillment and unhealthy sexual behaviors. Emotional unfulfillment can manifest in feelings of rejection when turned down sexually, underappreciated when efforts go unrecognized, or invalidated when no feedback is provided in an emotional exchange. Unhealthy sexual behaviors can manifest from feeling misunderstood, alienated, neglected, devalued, and can lead to behaviors such as coerced sexual acts, pornography, infidelity, or sexual disinterest. Through activities, exercises, and discussions, couples will consider the factors that increase intimacy levels as well as ways to nurture vulnerability and cultivate openness. The purpose of this course is to become more intimately joined as one. You will learn how to explore your spouse's emotional pathways, ways to connect with your spouse spiritually, identify areas of vulnerability and ways to engage them with care, how to affirm your spouse through responsive actions, ways to maintain a culture of connectedness and intimate growth, recognize your spouse's inner desires, and how to explore marital sexuality. This course is constructed in 3 sections. Stage 1, stimulate. Stage 2, touch. And Stage 3, fulfill. Together, they make up the intimacy cycle. Stage 1, stimulate. Here, you will gain the tools and techniques needed to generate the affection and confidence needed to begin a meaningful, intimate relationship. Learn how to lay the foundation for a lifelong, intimate marriage. Intimacy begins with spiritual, emotional, and psychological closeness. Focus will be on building patterns of thoughtfulness, emotional intuition, amity, and affinity. Stage 2, touch. Building on the prior stage, you learn ways of demonstrating your affection while priming your spouse for more intense encounters. Learn how to identify your spouse's vulnerable areas and how to engage them in purposeful ways. Focus will be on non-sexual physical expressions of intimacy such as touch, verbal affirmations, and acts of friendliness. Stage 3, fulfill. In the context of what you gained in the previous workshops, the actual experience of sexual intercourse is discussed. Learn how to sexually please your spouse in ways you never thought possible, while experiencing sexual satisfaction within your own desires. Learn what sexual fulfillment is for a man, husbands, and a woman, wives. Focus will be on the sacred yet erotic sexual experiences designed by God for husbands and wives. Prior to beginning this course, please take the Attachment Style and Close Relationship Assessment. This self-assessment measures the way you relate to your spouse in an intimate relationship. It will also help you understand your ability to bond with your spouse. Your results will be described in terms of secure, anxious, fearful, dismissive, or a combination of these. The assessment can be completed within 5 to 10 minutes and offers an explanation of your results. If you desire additional help interpreting your results or would like a personalized consultation, please contact us. Here are some statements that provide examples for attachment styles. Secure attachment. it is relatively easy for me to become emotionally close to others. I am comfortable depending on others and having others depend on me. I don't worry about being alone or others not accepting me. Anxious attachment. I want to be completely emotionally intimate with others, but I often find that others are reluctant to get as close as I would like. And I am comfortable without close relationships, but I sometimes worry that others don't value me as much as I value them. Dismissive attachment. It is important to me to feel independent and self-sufficient, and I prefer not to depend on others or have others depend on me. Fearful attachment. I am somewhat uncomfortable getting close to others. I want emotionally close relationships, but I find it difficult to trust others completely or to depend on them. I sometimes worry that I will be hurt if I allow myself to become too close to others. Another preparation step is dealing with the past. Whether unforgiveness or remembering of a past event, success in intimacy requires not building current interactions on historically negative interactions. An article to read is found in the blue link. For some, one of the most challenging things to do in a marriage is to forgive. When your spouse triggers a memory of a past event, it is as if it just happened. It becomes difficult to engage in the present. Forgiving an individual who has hurt you grants them the freedom to give new meaning and definition to their actions. It frees them from the past. You may also click on the gray box to view the video. What is intimacy? Intimacy comes from the Latin word intimus, meaning inmost, innermost, or deepest. The word intimacy can be thought of by the phrase into me see or into me you see, referring to the profound desire we all have to be known and accepted at our deepest levels. In Genesis chapter 2, we see the creation of Eve for Adam. And in verses 23 through 25, we read, "And Adam said, This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed." In this passage, we are provided with 5 basic principles that we all need for intimacy and human connection. These 5 basic areas provided to us from Genesis chapter 2, 23 through 25 are taken from the phrase bone of my bones, which points to the need for recognition, flesh of my flesh, which indicates the need for empathy, taken out of, which points to the need for individuation, the phrase cleave or one flesh, which points to the need for trust, and finally, the phrase naked and unashamed, which points to the need for vulnerability. We will go through each of these 5 areas one at a time, first beginning with recognition. Recognition. Recognition is the desire to be seen. It provides an individual with validation, and it communicates that a person and their contributions are indeed valued. Recognition builds self-esteem, self-efficacy, and identity by showing appreciation for the person's expressed role and purpose. Activity 1. This activity is called Just Listen, and it's designed to build recognition, validation, and appreciation for your spouse. So choose which spouse will go first, and this spouse, spouse 1, will lay down on your back or in any comfortable position and close your eyes. Inhale deeply through your nose with a 3 to 4 second count. Exhale through your mouth with the same 3 to 4 second count. As your spouse begins to speak, just listen. Listen to the gentle sound of their voice. Listen to the appreciative words that they use. Listen to their heart as they speak to you. Spouse 2, once your spouse has inhaled and exhaled a few times and is visibly calm, proceed with the next steps. With your spouse in a comfortable position, make physical contact with them. You can hold their hand, caress their face, rub or massage their head. The choice is yours. As you look at your spouse, begin to consider if they were no longer with you. What if you can no longer engage with them? What will you miss? What roles did they play? What did they contribute? Why are they important? So with this in mind, begin speaking about their identity and purpose, who God says and saw that they were and are. Speak these things gently to them as they lay there with their eyes closed in a loving, soothing voice. Use phrases like, I see you, I recognize you, I know you, I appreciate you. For example, you can say something like, I see you, I see your heart and passion for our marriage. I love that about you. Or, I recognize you. I recognize that you are always looking for ways to please me. Thank you for that. Or, I appreciate you. I could not do life without you. From cooking to working hard for our family, I thank you for these things. Now, end each term with an embrace and affirming words towards one another. Then change positions. Spend about 15 minutes per person. You may use silence and other affirmations as well. It's important. This is the listening spouse's time. All of your focus and attention should be on them. Therefore, no accusations, no grievances, no critiques, no suggestions, no complaints, and no negative comments. Enjoy this activity.